I'm Capadona-Schmitz with PR 2020, and we've reached part 5 of Driven by Content, a 5-part beginner series into content marketing. Now we've learned about content marketing, learned about connecting with social media, we've worked out some of the technical details, and we've also talked about how your brand impacts content marketing. And now it's time to pull it all together by giving your content legs and learning about content curation. We're here with PR 2020 Content Services Manager, Christy Barksdale, to talk to us about getting started on your content marketing plan. So Christy, we've done our homework, we started creating content. What's the first step?
Sure. So first of all, start talking about it. Get on your blog, get on Twitter, get on Facebook. Let people know what's coming. Start creating some of that hype around your content. Next, what's really important to do is to create an editorial calendar, actually outlining the types of pieces you're creating and the topics around them. So whether it's a how-to blog post with some very specific bullet points or a research-driven article, it's important to outline all of that in advance. Next, this leads to a publishing schedule, actually outlining what you're producing and when and who's responsible. I think a lot of marketers think that just the marketing department needs to be creating content, but you can have some really valuable resources in your sales department or in your engineering department that could also contribute to your content. So outlining all of this in advance helps keep your strategy manageable and really kind of gives you the big picture of who's doing what.
Okay, and your plan incorporates many different types of content pieces, such as your blog, ebook.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really important to see the big picture of your overall strategy, so really outlining all those topics and your overall schedule is just so important.
Okay, so then you got your plan in place. What's the next step?
So the next step, this is what I like to call giving your content legs for success. So it's making sure that your audience is actually seeing your content and consuming it. So first of all, you want to write for your buyer personas. This is your target audience. So you need to ask yourself, who are we trying to reach? What are their needs and their pain points? How are they consuming information? And it's so important to take all of these things in mind when you're creating your content. Next, you need to optimize. Buyers today are doing their own research even before they're ready to talk to your company. So it's really important that your remarkable content is being found by people on search engines. So incorporate those keywords. And if you really need kind of that initial push, some initial impact with your lead generation, try a pay-per-click campaign. That could be a good fit for you. Next, get social. Start promoting your content on your social networks on Twitter, Facebook. It's also a good idea to include a link to your blog or your Twitter handle in your email signature. So whenever you're communicating with clients or anyone for that matter, your content is always top of mind. Finally, I'm going to look at repurposing content. And this is taking some existing content and giving it some new light. So maybe you have an ebook that you can break down into some smaller digestible blog posts or vice versa. This is a great way to produce content in new mediums and again give it some new life.
So you could actually take content that you've written in the past that maybe wasn't even online and turn it into a piece that can be shared online.
Absolutely, it's a great opportunity to update it, give it some historical perspective. That's a great way.
Okay, now we've heard this buzz term called content curation. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So most of us are familiar with aggregation. If you use Google Reader or anything like that, you usually get a flood of articles that are available online according to some keywords that you're searching for. It can be really overwhelming sifting through all of those articles and all of those resources and figuring out what's the best and most useful for you. And your audience is probably dealing with some of those same issues. So where marketers can come into play is adding that human touch to aggregation and finding, grouping, organizing, and sharing the best and most useful articles for their audience online.
Okay, so is there a benefit of combining some content curation and creation of original content?
Absolutely, absolutely. So your creation is really what's putting your stake in the ground, and it's really what's differentiating your business and giving you some thought leadership. But curation builds on that. So now your organization is not only a resource for original content, but it's a resource for the other great resources in the industry as well. So now you're doing the work for your audience and telling them this is what you need to be reading to stay up to date.
Okay, what's a great way to get started in content curation?
Your blog is a great way to get started. Once a week, putting out a list of the best articles for the week. PR 2020 actually does that. Every week we give about 5 articles and search social content and PR that we think would be valuable for our audience, and so far it's been working well for us.
Okay, so once we put it all together, why should people get started on content marketing?
Content marketing, above anything else, is your organization's opportunity to really differentiate its brand in the market. It has the opportunity to, and the most potential to generate leads and to build loyalty, and that's really what it's all about. Okay. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about content curation and giving your content legs, here's some 2 great posts from PR 2020 blog that we encourage you to check out. Also, you can connect with us on Twitter, and I've also included my contact information if you have any questions.
Well, thanks, Christy. I appreciate it.
Thank you.